Professor B.J. Rao, Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Dr. Jayesh Ranjan, Mr. Sudhakar Rao, and the Telangana State, Venkat Ramana, Vice Chairman, Telangana State Council for Higher Education, distinguished delegates. We have heard excellent speeches, both by Professor B.J. Rao and Dr. Ranjan. Professor B.J. Rao focused on the importance of teachers, and Sri Jayesh Ranjan focused on several other things, including entrepreneurship. Even on the teacher's point of view, very interesting observations. I congratulate them. What I'm going to say is coming more out of my experience as 14 years as the Vice Chancellor of ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education. I will draw on that experience because whatever we have benefited from it, I would like to share. First of all, I come back to the point that teacher is the foundation, as B.J. Rao said. Teacher is the foundation. Now, my question is, what is the remedy? Problem is there. Quality of higher education in India or in Telangana is not that high. It is good. As Mr. Dr. Jayesh Ranjan said, there are a few excellent institutions. But what about the majority? And we have to be concerned about the majority, the question Mr. Jayesh Ranjan has raised. So we have got in every college, every university, all the 1,000 universities have academic staff colleges. There is also human resource development institutions there. What I would just like to say is that there are, as B.J. Rao said, paraphernalia. There are 110 Madan Mohan Malavya teacher training centers across the country. Some universities are not, there are only 110, but 1,000 universities. 900 universities don't have. What I am suggesting is that such of those universities which we do not have should coordinate, should sign an MOU, or should work with these institutions where there are these Madan Mohan Malavya centers. The Hyderabad University has, Usmania has, JNTU has. What is their objective is to improve the quality of education at all levels, infusing quality and excellence. Pedagogy, focus on pedagogy. Improve faculty's practical and soft skills. Ensure holistic development to develop multidisciplinary and critical thinking, which is very important. Quality research in line with local, national and global needs. To make it known that higher education is for social upliftment and inclusivity. How many times our Prime Minister has mentioned about inclusive growth? That is the focus. But these are objectives. How are we going to achieve? That's the big challenge. So that's a challenge. But at least I want to bring it to this distinguished audience that here are 110 Madan Mohan Malavya institutes of teacher training. Because teacher is the crucial word. So they may provide something more than what the academic staff colleges or other centers of learning are there in different universities. So we must get the benefit of it, because the chairman of the UGC has mentioned about it quite a few number of times, and there's a good document on it. I come to the second point. We need to focus on, the entire focus on the national education policy is one word: outcome-based education. This is very important word, very interesting word. Now, in my opinion, what does it include? What does outcome-based education include? We want the outcome to be good. What do we mean by that? There should be conceptual clarity, communication skills, critical thinking, application orientation, and a research mindset. We are not asking you should publish papers. No. We are asking you should have a research mindset. You should ask questions which should result into research. Inputs are increasing by a certain rate, but output is increasing at a much higher rate. What is the reason? So this type of questions have to be asked in the classroom. So that is why teacher training very big. First of all, teachers should have that research mindset. Teachers should have that critical thinking. Teachers should have a ability to set an examination which assess the critical thinking, not just a mechanical approach of write sharp notes or anything. I think that's very, very important. Now, another point I have mentioned is application orientation. This is very important. You see, whatever is happening in the real world, which you do today, whether it is on rupee-dollar exchange rate or any other aspect, whether it is in physics or biology, you must relate it to the application. That is most important dimension. And that will be clear only when you are first of all clear about the concept and see how you are able to see the application, whether it is in political science or philosophy or economics, whatever it may be. Now, what I want to mention, you see, is case approach is another approach which at ICFAI University is adopted very widely, particularly in the business school, but it can be applied in others also, in law, in other faculties. Now, the ICFAI University has a case research center which has developed 6,000 cases, and we means ICFAI is a member of the United Kingdom based Case Research Center, which is the largest case repository in the world. Where are the number of cases produced most in the world? In UK. And we produce 6,000 cases up until now. Our cases are taught in no fewer than 870 business schools across 75 countries, of which more than 100 are AACSB accredited institutions. You will be glad to know that less than 5% of the institutions in the country, in India, are accredited by the Association for Advancement of Schools of Business, AACSB. Our university business school only, not the entire university. Entire university has got A+, A++, but the business school got accredited by AACSB, and across 7, which more than 100 AACSB accredited institutions across the world, including, what I am saying is the cases produced here are used in more than 100 AACSB accredited institutions, including INSEAD, Columbia University in New York, California, Berkeley, Johns Hopkins, London Business School, ISB, Indian School of Business, which Mr. Jayesh Ranjan has mentioned, Oxford University and Cambridge University, and is ranked second in the world, next only to Harvard. This is the achievement of this university here by bringing in application orientation, and these cases are not just used and sent abroad. They are used in the classroom here in Hyderabad and in several other institutions associated with ICFAI and some of the other business schools. So what I am trying to say is, this is how at ICFAI the problem of application orientation is being solved. It can be in a different manner. You need not have cases. You can have other cases, but you explain with examples how you can apply this concept into the real world. That is the responsibility of the teachers. The next point I would like to mention about is now research. What about research? Research is extremely important to become a good teacher. Teaching and research are two sides of the same coin. So, in my opinion, research is very important, and low quality of research, low quality of PhDs, low quality of teaching is a vicious circle, and we need to break this vicious circle to get out of the poor quality of higher education in India. Now, I am not saying there is a oasis, very high top institution. I am not saying, I am talking about the majority. Still, a lot of improvement is required. That's what I feel. And that requires a good quality of the PhD program. Now, what is the remedy? I am asking the question, what is the remedy? Introduce a good quality of the PhD. Now, during the 14 years of the Vice Chancellor, we have introduced a PhD program in ICFAI, in Hyderabad, here in Dontanpalli, wherein we introduced a compulsory full 1 year rigorous coursework. What I am saying is, whether the student comes from 3+2, according to the new education policy, or 4+0, that honors with research, or 4+1 honors without research, but he needs to be a 1-year postgraduate. Whatever you do, you need to go through a 1-year full rigorous coursework, which is based on journal articles, and the student should understand the journal articles so that he will be ready, and then complete successfully a PhD qualifying examination so that it's a passport to him to write a thesis. Why our PhD theses are not up to the mark is that they don't have the sufficient background, either in the research methodology or in the area in which the student is writing the thesis. So that has to be covered through a 2-year, 1 year, we have introduced a 1-year rigorous coursework. It's absolutely rigorous, and followed by a PhD qualifying examination for qualifying. What is the outcome? Since time is short, I won't go into the detail. What has been the outcome of this experiment? Several of those, all of those PhDs are employed, well employed. About 40% are faculty here. Why did we introduce this PhD program? Because we were advertising, we are not getting enough applicants. Posts are still vacant. So we can't sacrifice the quality to hire a faculty. We don't hire just for the sake of hiring. So we have hired about 40% of the total number of PhDs, and the remaining have been absorbed by IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Calcutta, IIM Indore, and several other IIMs, IITs, and a few other institutions in US, UK, and Australia. So that has been the outcome, result of this, of our introducing this PhD program. The next point I would like to say is, it is also, you might have heard about our G20 meet. Now, one of the important things is sustainable development goals. I feel that our universities should not ignore SDGs. It's important, but you see, recently there was the G20 meet. There is also meet of the United Nations to review the progress of SDGs. Unfortunately, started in 2015, 223, we are in the midpoint, and 230 the end of the game. The targets reached in this, if you look at the midterm appraisal of the SDGs, we have not reached the targets anywhere close to. Only about 10% have been reached. So one point which is being discussed in Indian universities is that to what role Indian universities can play in order to achieve the SDG goals. Number one, integrate the SDGs into the curriculum. You see, in the curriculum you are teaching, SDGs should be integrated. Promote research that aligns with the SDGs, emphasizing innovation and practical solutions to real-world problems. Establish partnership with governments, business, and other education institutions to collaborate on projects that advance the SDGs. Involve students in the process of community engagement. Make the campus itself a model of sustainability by implementing energy and water conservation measures, reduce waste, and promote sustainable transportation options. Students should feel they are a part of it to contribute to a better environment through SDGs. The next point I would like to say is Indian knowledge system. You see, Indian knowledge system, this is again a new concept which we have gotten through the national education policy. We must introduce these concepts so that students should understand, ideally, what the UGC chairman says. He was with us in our university a couple of months back for the convocation. He wants the Indian knowledge system to be integrated with what we are teaching in the class now. That's a big challenge. It's not so easy. But at least my opinion is, students should feel proud of the fact that about the Indian knowledge, earlier Indian heritage and Indian knowledge. Now, before I close, I would like to say the practice. What are some of the practices which we should follow in order to enhance the quality of the higher education? Weekly faculty seminars. It should be there in every department, every faculty, so that it contributes to better research.
Collaboration with foreign universities. Collaborative approach in hosting international conferences. Seed money project. University should, it costs money. You require money. You cannot get quality without money. That is ruled out. You have to spend money. One of the areas to be spent money by every university in Telangana is that there should be seed money granted to the faculty by a research committee or something like that. Sizable fellowship for research scholars pursuing PhD. It should be attractive because to attract the students to do PhD, they must get sizable fellowship. Organization of MDPs. You see, collaboration with industry and government. This is very important. Industry, academia, and government. Three have to be one. You see, there's expertise in government. Mr. J.S. Ranjan, for example. You have to draw that expertise to the universities. There's so much expertise in industry. You have to draw that expertise to the industry. As Mr. J.S. Ranjan said, they can come as practice professors. You see, they need not have PhD, but he has got a lot of experience in industry, and he need not teach a course. We at ICFAI University have 10% of the course can be taught by from industry or government official. And also having research projects, having research projects and consultancy projects, which is very, very important. That comes in as a result of alumni associations. That's very, very important. The link with the alumni association will get you into a greater, closer to the industry and the government. To hire faculty to develop the necessary environment for provide support, provide financial support to generate. This is again, I just want to a little elaboration of what Mr. J.S. Ranjan said is startups. We have created a center for entrepreneurship and innovation. So that provides a foundation. You see, he gave the example that some people felt that if they had only exposure to this, they need not have to spend so many years which they have spent to get into the entrepreneurship. So it's extremely important because we want our universities to produce job creators rather than job seekers. So this has to be given due importance, and it has to be done by offering courses on entrepreneurship and not just taught only by the faculty, because they are mostly textbook oriented. You must get people from outside, T-Hub, other from there, you get, and then create that entrepreneurial spirit. At least 5% of them hope that will become entrepreneurs every year. So every college must have a center for entrepreneurship. It's not that only in the university campus. A college should have an innovation as well as an incubation center, and ensure that they contribute. They may not be successful in becoming entrepreneurs, but that mindset will change. That's what I want. Before they enter the labor force, they will be better managers with these entrepreneurial skills. Now, in view of the shortage of time, I will be brief. There are other best practices, such as, what are the other best practices followed, which we are following and which has resulted in 100% placement, etc. Internships, which is extremely important. It's a hands-on experience and it helps in placements. Vocational training, placement training, that is also important. Continuous evaluation, this is very important. Not just the midterm and the final. No. Term papers, project reports, balanced approach to curriculum. This is very important. We need to think, this is what the national education policy is. We need to combine curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities, combine all three to achieve twin objectives of academic excellence and human excellence. We want every student need not get A average, B, but as a human being, he is excellent. That I think everybody can achieve. But academic excellence also, majority of them can. We should achieve the twin objectives of academic excellence and and human excellence. Now, before I close, one point which is very important, all vice chancellors should note is, what is the progress on SWAYAM? What is the progress on MOOCs? What is the progress on NPTEL? This must be brought in and discussed in IQAC meetings. You should have IQAC meetings every quarter, and we have every quarter. You see? And IQAC, what is it? Internal Quality Assurance. Quality, that is the most important word. And quality is not only in teaching, quality is in research, quality is in infrastructure, quality in administration, everything. So this IQAC meeting should continuously, constantly review what is the progress in SWAYAM. The UGC permits up to 40%. But have we made a beginning? Are we at 5%? Why we are not even at 5%? And what is the advantage? You get the benefit of excellent professors from IITs and IIMs and central universities teaching those courses. It is not easy to get such competent faculty in the colleges, in the other universities. There are some are excellent faculty, there's no doubt about it. But it's difficult to get. There are shortage. You have got access to attend those lectures and also take them for credit, write the examination, not auditing. Auditing will not help. No. It should be taking for credit, and every college should monitor the progress in terms of the percentage enrolled either through SWAYAM or MOOCs, because the numbers are more important. You see? And in terms of number, those who have registered for courses and what grades they have got, that must be monitored by the IQAC. I would even suggest discussed at the board level, because such an important measure, good for the university. Now, when the IQAC meetings go on, when you are reviewing, what is important is, days are gone when you say we had 34 publications, now we are having 50. Those days are gone. The present day is, you have published first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. From first quarter to second quarter, what is the progress? Progress is not just number of publications, but the quality of publications. We have to think in terms of what is the H index of your publication. What is the H index of what is the impact factor of your publication? So quality is very important, and that quality is important not only in research and in all aspects, and that should be reviewed either in the board. Personally, I am in favor of discussing at the board level, because that's the highest body. But IQAC is a standard. Similarly, progress on patents, startups, etc. I'll stop here. I'll be glad to answer any questions. Thank you very much.